Ultimately, the parties involved dragged their feet. I believe this was part of NASCAR's strategy, is to drag their feet and drag it to the last hour and then put you in a panic situation. I don't think we're panicked. We'll just kind of see this thing out for as long as it takes to get it to where both sides feel like they're in a good spot.
NASCAR fans, hold on to your helmets, because things just got wild in the NASCAR world. Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest standoffs in NASCAR history. You ever wonder what happens when MichaelJordan takes on NASCAR? Yeah, the MichaelJordan, king of the court, now making moves in the racing world with his 2311 team and playing hardball with NASCAR. 2311 Racing, co-owned by MJ and NASCAR star DennyHamlin, has refused to sign NASCAR's new charter deal, and it is setting the stage for a major showdown. Not just the 2311 Racing team, but another team that surprised everyone was Front Row Motorsports that did not sign the deal. So, what's the deal with this agreement? Why is MJ drawing a line in the sand? And what does this mean for the future of NASCAR? Is it gonna be a David versus Goliath moment? Can MJ really go head-to-head with the biggest name in motorsports? Things are heating up fast. So stick around, because this one's about to get wild, and you don't want to miss a second of this drama. Alright, let's get right into it. You've probably heard by now that NASCAR has been trying to lock down a new charter agreement with its teams. This deal, running through 2031, was supposed to smooth out revenue sharing and give teams more stability, but two teams were like, nah, we ain't having that. And guess who's leading the charge? That's right, MichaelJordan's 2311 Racing. Let's break down why Jordan and his squad are standing their ground, and what could happen next. So here's the deal. NASCAR's been working on this new agreement for 2 years, and finally, 13 teams signed it just before the playoff opener in Atlanta. But 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports were like, we're not signing this. And honestly, it's a bold move considering all the other teams caved under pressure. 2311 co-owner Curtis Polk, who's also Jordan's longtime business manager, came out swinging, saying NASCAR's playing dirty, heavy-handed tactics, basically pulling an our way or the highway kind of move. Polk straight up compared this situation to David versus Goliath. Like, he didn't even try to sugarcoat it. According to him, NASCAR was trying to pressure teams with a take it or leave it deal, threatening to take away charters if they didn't sign by midnight. Sounds pretty intense, right? But here's the thing, Polk's not wrong about the power imbalance. NASCAR holds all the cards here, and 2311 Racing isn't about to roll over. Now, let's talk about what 2311 and pretty much all the teams wanted out of this deal.
Be in the fast lane by subscribing to our channel. Stay updated on all the latest NASCAR news and driver stories.
First up, they want a bigger slice of the revenue pie. Teams are asking for a permanent seat at the table on governance issues, a cut from any business deals using team or driver likenesses, and, most importantly, permanent charters. A permanent charter means security for these teams, giving them more control over their future. But Jim France, the head honcho of NASCAR, was like, no way. He wasn't about to make these charters permanent, and here's where it gets messy. The deal they offered doesn't lock in charters forever, and it's got language that could even let NASCAR hold charters themselves and run their own teams. Kinda shady, right? 2311 Racing was not about that life, and neither was Front Row Motorsports. Let's break down this final offer NASCAR threw at the teams. The new charter deal does give the teams more revenue, but it's unclear just how much. Teams sent back revisions because, get this, the original document was full of grammatical errors and was apparently 105 pages long. Imagine having to review that mess in a few hours. Yikes! Teams like 2311 and Front Row didn't feel like it was a fair deal, and who can blame them? But here's the kicker. NASCAR basically told the teams, you either sign this or your charters are gone. And those charters? They're essential. They guarantee a spot in the race and a fat paycheck at the end. Without a charter, a team earns like a third of what a chartered team makes, which is a massive hit to the wallet. So, you can see why other teams might have folded under the pressure, but not MJ's team. Nope, 2311 is standing firm. Now, let's talk about why 2311 specifically refused to sign. Polk came out and said this deal was particularly harmful to their operations and intellectual property rights. He didn't go into full detail, but it's clear they felt the deal stripped away some key rights and locked them into a bad situation for the future. And when Polk talks, he means business. This guy isn't just MichaelJordan's business manager. He's the brains behind a lot of Jordan's empire. So, when Polk says 2311 isn't budging, you better believe they're ready for a fight. But what's even more wild is that Polk hinted they might be ready to take this legal. If 2311 sues NASCAR, it could open the floodgates to a lot of behind-the-scenes drama, including forcing NASCAR to open their books to the public. That's next-level risky for NASCAR, and it's clear Polk isn't bluffing. So, what happens next? Honestly, it's anyone's guess. 2311 could try to keep racing without a charter, but they'd be losing millions. Running as an open car means they'll take a massive financial hit, and it'd be tough to keep up with the competition. But could they do it? Maybe. Polk hinted that they've got the resources to race if they really want to, but it's not the best scenario. Another option? A lawsuit. But that could drag on for years, and who knows what it could do to the team's relationship with NASCAR. And there's the nuclear option. 2311 could walk away from the sport altogether. But let's be real, that's highly unlikely. They've invested too much. 2 charters, a third on the way, a brand new facility. They're in it for the long haul, and MJ doesn't quit that easy. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This isn't just about 2311 or Front Row. This charter agreement affects the entire sport. Teams have been fighting for more control, more stability, and more revenue for years. Right now, the revenue split is kinda whack. Teams only get about 25% of the TV money, while NASCAR and the tracks split the rest. With this new deal, teams are supposed to get more, maybe 35 to 40%, but they're giving up rights in other areas. It's no secret that NASCAR's been looking over at the NFL and NBA, trying to figure out how to get that same kind of money and stability. Teams want to be treated like franchises in those leagues, with more say in how the sport is run. But NASCAR isn't ready to give that up, and it's leading to this massive showdown. So, can this get resolved? Maybe. But as of right now, it's looking like NASCAR is playing hardball. 2311 is holding out for a better deal, but the problem is, if NASCAR caves and gives them a better deal, the other 13 teams are gonna come back and be like, yo, what about us? It's a tricky situation, and nobody knows how it's gonna play out. Brad Keselowski, another big-name driver and team owner, said he wouldn't call the deal fair, but that they felt it was the best they were gonna get. He didn't feel forced to sign, but let's be honest, when NASCAR's dangling your charter in front of you, it's hard not to feel that pressure. As for 2311, they've got 3 options: sign the deal, run as an open car, and lose millions, or sue NASCAR. None of those options are great, but right now, it's all about protecting their rights and trying to get a deal that works for them long term. Curtis Polk made it clear. They're not backing down. But here's the thing, race fans. This isn't just some behind-the-scenes legal drama. This could seriously shake up the sport. If teams like 2311 and Front Row are willing to take this fight to NASCAR, what does that mean for the future of the Cup Series? Could we see other teams follow their lead? So, what do you guys think? Will 2311 and NASCAR find a way to work this out? Or are we headed for a full-on showdown in court? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this discussion rolling.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for more interesting stories and updates from everything NASCAR. Do share this video with your friends. Until next time, keep the conversation going on, lucky dog on track.